Welcome to an episode of Meet the Makers with me, Rebecca Hope, here from Block News in Los Angeles. Today we are talking to Eugene Liebermann from Russia, from the company Car Token. Welcome, Eugene.
Thank you. Thank you, Rebecca.
Eugene is the CEO of this company, which is founded off the idea of automating processes all concerning cars, anything concerning cars. And you have a history of robotics and AI development. So tell us a bit, in a nutshell, what are you trying to do here with Car Token?
So regarding my background of the robotics and artificial intelligence, we aim to automatization of the process of payments the driver can meet being behind the wheel. So all the payments that you make being behind the wheel as a driver, we're trying to make them all hands-free, automatic from the vehicles on board. And also to save driver's time, driver's money, we are trying to put it on the blockchain. We're aiming to put it on blockchain to make it immutable, safe, impossible to fabricate, impossible to lose.
Mm-hmm. So I've just purchased a car, and I know that there are a lot of complications from the start of your journey, from finding a car, purchasing it, going through all the paperwork, and then when you actually have your car, driving through tolls, making lots of payments for gas. All of that requires time, and you're trying to eliminate that time and automate the process. So let's walk through some of the use cases with how we'll be able to use this, where it will be integrated.
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, the biggest market is the parking space industry, which is divided into on-street municipal parking, city parking, and off-street commercials like airports, malls, lots and garages. So when you stop your car on the on-street municipal parking lot, we identify the car on a specific spot, and we initiate the payment automatically. You don't have to do anything. Just close the door, walk away, the payment is going. When you came back to your car, when you gain some speed, like 5 miles per hour, we'll stop the payment automatically, and we will return money on your credit card, which are overpaid. Like we pre-authorize for an hour, each hour for the next hour. So if you've been parking for 20 minutes, the 40, the last will return it to your credit card. Mm-hmm. For drive-through fast food chains, and tolls, bridges, tunnels, pretty much the same thing, same technology as for commercial parking lots. The camera reads the license plate. The server of the point, like tolls or McDonald's, will send the request to our platform whether this license plate is associated with a valid credit card. And if yes, we initiate the payment. Hands-free, fast. All the payments are going to the blockchain. All the payments are in an immutable system, because we have the statistics of municipal on-street parking transactions, mm-hmm. where up to 15% of them being lost in the city servers, and people get unfair citation, which is really hard to appeal against.
Yeah, there's a lot of money being lost in the city councils. Now, you are based in Moscow, so are you seeing this vision starting in Russia? Because your key thing here is partnership. You have to partner with the city councils and the municipalities and the toll gates. And so do you think that will work country by country, or how do you see that working in the future?
Well, I would say that our technology and our existing business functioning product in Moscow is kind of a subcontracted pilot to fix all the issues and bugs and then expand to the United States and grow and develop the platform, the fintech service in the United States frictionlessly. To meet all these issues here is much cheaper and easier than it would be happening in the United States. Mm-hmm. So we cover the entire Moscow's municipal parking space, airport, few shopping malls, some lots, some garages, and we have partnership with the Ford Motor Company for the interaction between the smartphone and the onboard computer onboard display. Mm-hmm. So you pay for parking manually, It's still manually, but from the vehicles on board system. And our goal is to expand to top 100 cities in the United States in terms of population and connect 2.5 million parking spaces along with the SAP company, SAP Connected Vehicle. That's where we are going. But before that, we have to do the token sale and fundraise a specific amount of money to do the marketing, development, salaries, etc., on the territory of America.
Before we move on to talk about the ICO that you're running, let's just try, I just want to understand a bit better. So is the essential thing here that the process of payment is automated and that the payment method is in cryptocurrency, or can it also be just from your credit card or your debit card?
Well, of course, we do have 700,000 users right now in Moscow, and they all pay in fiat. We're not going to block our classic traditional users from paying with fiat money because it will always exist, well, the next 100 years maybe, for sure. But we add a feature of paying in a cryptocurrency plus paying the commission, the service charge in our token, which will be cheaper and faster for the end user.
Okay, so they have many methods. They have the token, cryptocurrency, or just their usual traditional bank cards.
Right.
Okay, so now you are running an ICO. Let's talk about that and what exactly your token looks like.
Well, the token is a transaction. It is a tool to pay a transaction fee, which goes above the fair rate. And you can still pay it in dollars or any other currency, but the token will allow you to put this whole thing, the transaction, on a blockchain and get the proof, immutable proof of your payments at any time. Because we encrypt your personal data, and you can de-encrypt it back to make a proof for municipality, for instance. And the token is supposed to be also be granted to drivers for a safe manner of driving. So that's how we're trying to motivate drivers to restrict themselves from speeding on the streets.
Yeah, you can already go automatically through the toll gates, and it can do that, to pick up your license plate and then match it to, you can swipe it off your card, or they have a little like a sticker, I think, that you put on your car, and then it picks it up, it scans that, especially if you're driving through tolls every day.
Easy Pass or something like that.
So but you're saying now what you would do is scan the license plate number and then automatically make that payment, for example, at a toll. So do you need to then partner with some company that does that, where they have that kind of technology to scan and to actually extract that information?
Yeah, we will definitely have to partner with service provider. So, for instance, New York, it's going to be a Port Authority of New York and New Jersey to cover the tunnels between Manhattan and New Jersey. In other states, it will be someone else. But we don't have to partner with someone like Easy Pass, because we're trying to create a unified tool, one unified tool to pay for all these type of services that you meet being behind the wheel. For instance, for tolls, you have to pay with the help of this small magnet chip, Easy Pass, your window shield. We're trying to avoid all these variety of methods and make it fun. In the one app, you just register your credit card, you register your license plate, and you forget about payments until your credit card is expired.
Yes, okay. Great, so that is the problem that you're trying to solve. And how did you come to this? I mean, you have a background in AI, but why did you choose to get involved in this sphere? It's very interesting and very different.
Well, I am a driver myself, and I meet all these problems every day. And we actually started the company with one only service, with one only functionality of finding vacant spots in real time, like predicting drivers' intentions to leave the parking spot before one is getting into the car. So it is right now in our app, but that was the very, very inception of our company. I was in AI and robotics for civil use, and one day I realized it is too expensive to produce, it is too expensive to buy, and not a lot of people are ready to pay $200,000 for a robot for home use. Kind of weird. But this problem, being behind the wheel and doing payments and finding the parking spot, was right here, right now. That's how we decided to switch.
Okay, really interesting. So tell us about your team. Who's all working on the team?
Yeah, we have several developers here in Moscow. 2 backend developers, 3 front-end, like iOS and Android, and a few more developers for token, for blockchain, for all this thing. And we are testing, we actually have advisors from Ford who are also developers, and they are helping us to develop this applicable system for vehicles. But most of them are in-house.
Okay, so then let's talk about your ICO and what your soft cap and hard cap are and how you plan on allocating those funds.
Well, the capped maximum is $30 million, and this figure wasn't like chosen from out of the blue. We made a big research on how much money we will need to expend to US to do the marketing, to do salaries, to do everything. And $30 million is quite a fair amount. The soft cap as itself does not exist in our token sale. We have raised already $1.2 million from a private investor from the United Kingdom, and we're planning to put this amount of money on marketing, on road shows, to raise 30 million more. Well, where we will spend this 30 million is obviously mostly on marketing in US, because the product is ready to use. On some partnerships, on testing vehicles, maybe, I don't know yet, maybe Ford will provide us with the testing vehicles, salaries.
And there's a lot to for logistics. I mean, it seems to be, you guys are taking on quite a lot of different spheres. I mean, it's not just like one thing in isolation. So you've got, let's see over here, you've got citation and fines, municipal and commercial facilities for drivers, spot exchange. What exactly is that, spot exchange?
Spot exchange, when you are paying to someone else to keep the parking spot for you, or if I own the parking spot and I'm not at home, I'm not there for 8 hours every day, I can rent it to you, I can visit you.
Right, okay. And then buying and selling a vehicle. Yeah, that's going to be really interesting. And I think partnerships looks like it's going to be one of your biggest things in the future.
I absolutely agree with you on this. We'll need partnerships with car makers, municipalities, commercial parking space owners, navigation software like Garmin, Google Maps, and gas stations. That's pretty much it. And we'll be able to collect all the data to identify the vehicle, the specific coordinates, the specific behavior of the driver, and initiate the payment or stop the payment. We actually don't need to do anything with the citation. We just need to keep encrypted proof of the payment of the transaction in order for a driver to de-encrypt it on the front end, on the mobile app, and to provide it for municipality.
So even though it seems like it's quite a lot that you guys are trying to do, it is viable, you say, and it actually is doable and manageable.
Yes, it is. We have to deal with a very limited amount of partnerships, and some of them cover the entire industry. Like SAP Connected Vehicle will connect us to 100 cities in the United States, top 100 in terms of population, and I don't have to knock the door of every parking owner, every lots and garage. That would be insane. That would take 5 or 6 lives.
Yeah, I was just going to say. So, but what you say is there is already that network in this industry. So all you've got to do is harness those partnerships. Great. And then tell us, what are your short-term and long-term goals? What are you hoping to see in the future?
Well, the short term is to finish the token sale and fundraise, then register the company in the United States, and then start connecting with our partners like SAP. A little bit more of a long-term, I'd say, strategy is to go to the United Kingdom with our partner. I won't say the name right now, unfortunately, cannot do that. And then to continental Europe after the United Kingdom. So United States first, then United Kingdom, and then continental Europe. We're aiming to cover all the payments for parking first, then tunnels, bridges, garages, malls, shopping malls, tunnels, drive-through fast food chains is the same technology. There is no difference for us. And it also depends on the parking equipment vendor. So, for instance, in Moscow, there is an airport DME, and in New York, JFK. For our developers, there will be absolutely no difference. They will never recognize what they are trying to connect to if I won't say it's JFK, because it's the same equipment, same vendor. It's called Design from Germany. So it really depends on where the cross-platform technology with different providers. And it's all set. It's all here in Moscow. It's all working like a perfect organism.
Okay. Interesting. So you guys have quite a robust system up and going, and I'm sure all of your experience in AI and robotics will help with the development. So thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you, Rebecca.
We're talking to Eugene Liebermann from the company Car Token. My name's Rebecca Hope from Block News, and this is an episode of Meet the Makers. Thank you.